Oh, there's that message. Okay, continue.
All right. Hey, well, good to see you, man. It's been
What
so
up?
long.
What's going on, Anthony? Good to see you, buddy.
It's been like forever.
Yeah, I know. I don't even. I remember the last time I saw you was on the bus, actually, like quite a bit right before you moved to the island there.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. Before everything went sour.
yeah, definitely. But looks like we're kind of getting back to normal in some capacity, right?
Yeah. Well, and you bring up the history, and I've got the history.
Oh, you
I got
do. Holy
I got
shit.
the history,
Oh my
and
God.
then
Yeah,
I got a hazmat that has no cover,
yeah. The
and
ends
then
meet CD.
and then I got you on some of Tyro's stuff.
Yeah, that's the homie right there, Tyro James. Shout out
Tyro
Tyro
James,
James.
because he does a lot of your videos too, right?
Yeah, fucking he does a lot of my videos. Scam One is doing a lot of my videos these days too. Actually, just dropped one called These Hands. I'm sure I did tell you about that. So guess we
I
can
was just watching that these hands and with
yeah,
care. I was watching those just before we came on here, just because I wanted to be fresh as to what you're up to. I mean,
for
that just
sure, for
that just
sure.
dropped today, right? Like at midnight tonight or
Hmm.
midnight
Yeah,
last
it
night.
dropped at midnight. Yeah. Well, I actually no, I dropped it last night a little bit early just because I was so stoked to share it, and I like kind of just got impulsive, like fuck it, I'm putting it out now. Who gives a shit?
Well, you always look like you're having so much fun, like you're just out and about, just having fun,
Yeah,
just making the video, like just
definitely,
chilling.
man. Because like that's what I want to promote. I want to promote like a positive message to people. Like the song is called "These Hands." It sounds like a violent title, but like it's not, right? Like the song is not about that. Because I'm not about that, and I'm not gonna fucking sit here and pretend that I am. You know, because that would be fucking stupid. like,
No, and at first I was like, because the image that was that was dropped for the song was the boxing gloves, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
well, is he getting into boxing or something? Like,
yeah.
and then
No,
you're
like the
doing
whole
like
song
the
just
you're doing the Mortal Kombat kind of mocking of.
yeah, fucking no. Me and Scam just kind of came up with that because like he was like, "Yo, like what if we did this?" And we just kind of just brainstormed it into the shit that we put up on there, right? He's like, what if I were to? Because he was trying new things. Like, it's not a green screen, but it's like something similar to that. And he was like, yeah, fucking, like, I want to try something. I want to try something. And he actually did something similar in With Care, where he put like me in the background of my logo or something like that. So that was like his first
Yeah,
real learning how to do that. So he's like, what if I were to put you in like a Mortal Kombat stage or something like that? I was like, that would be so dope. Let's fucking do it. And we just got stupid with it, right?
well, and yeah, it just comes across as fun, right? Because
Yeah, and that's what it's supposed to be. And the person behind that artwork was a gentleman by the name of Imperative. He does a lot of production around Vancouver and stuff like that. He does productions like Junk and lots of hip hop artists out here. He's a fucking legend, man. I'm telling you,
oh,
that guy's
nice.
going to be a monster in a few years. He is already, but you know, he's dope.
Yeah, because we go back because I remember seeing you with the Rapist back at the Wolf, like
Yep.
back in the day, and
Yeah.
then when I had my fundraiser in 2014, you guys were the first band to sign up, and actually Jamin and one of the other guys actually we collaborated on how to do the
Mm.
fundraiser.
Yeah, Jamin like really spearheaded that whole thing. Like Jamin is a fucking legend and a half himself, right? Like
Yeah,
I hope you guys get an interview going, man. Like he has so many like interesting like things to say, right? Like he's got a hell of a story and like he's always adding to it, right? Like this guy
well,
is
I
like a
know he's got
living
he's got two books out. He's got
uh,
the Bob. I forget what the first Bob book, and then he's got Bird Droppings out, his second book,
yeah.
and he's working on another book. He said,
Yeah, he's just a machine with it, right? Like
"I
this
know,
guy's been writing like his whole life basically. Like
yeah,
he's amazing. Like he's an inspiring writer. He's helped me with a lot of things, right? And helped like shape my artistry into something beautiful, you know?
yeah, yeah." Well,
So
and
shout out Jamin Shires.
Jamin Shires,
Yeah.
better known as in other circles, he's better known as Mr. Mortar.
Mr. Mortar. Yeah. Mr.
There's your
Mortar, the legend.
compilation with him right there.
Yeah, me and him did that Void Our Crimes CD. Yeah,
Yeah,
we gotta reissue that shit because that shit was fucking dope.
yeah, that's good stuff there.
Definitely.
Digging through
I had a lot of
as you
fun.
can see, I was digging through my CDs. I'm like, I got a bunch of stuff with Will on it, so
Yeah,
might as
I
well
know.
show it off,
I
right?
got music with everybody, man.
Oh, I know. Well, I even got Mr. Stabby, but you're not in you're not on his record. I haven't got Mr.
I did a beat on that album.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on the title track, fucking Introspection.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
did the beat on that one.
The writing's so hard to read. It's so small.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's up in the interior now, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's up in a Soyuz, I believe. I haven't
Yeah.
talked to Todd in a while. I should go drop him a line as well.
Yeah. But today not only marks a big day because you dropped your new video, These Hands.
Mm-hmm.
Today's another big day because you have a personal victory. You
Yep,
want to share that with the audience? And
absolutely.
congratulations on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So like 8 months free of alcohol. All I do right now is I drink these fucking non-alcoholic cocktails and mocktails, whatever, and of beers and shit like that. Cause I still love beer. So
right,
like just drinking non-alcoholic beer, like I'm fine with that. And smoking some weed, like I'm good. Like I don't really want to fucking get drunk anymore. Like
right.
I've lost like about 40 pounds since I quit drinking too. So
Wow,
no, I'm
really?
doing good. Doing real good. I'm a lot happier these days.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man. Like, I'm happy for you too, man. Like shit's just awesome. I'm glad that you got your YouTube off the ground, right? Like I saw those interviews and I wanted to get an interview with you for a while and I saw you were doing it. So like I support anything you do.
Well, and the feeling's mutual.
Mm-hmm. No,
I
definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely behind all the local talent. I can't
Mm-hmm.
wait for things to open up again, and you know, hopefully the Wolf has survived all this because as you and I both know, and many of the other local artists know that they're the only place that really supports original music.
Yeah, no, they're a hell of a bar and like they seem to be doing okay as far as I can tell. I mean, I haven't really asked logistics about that. I mean, but yeah, hopefully they get back into full swing with the live music because I've got like a lot of music to perform now because
Oh,
like since the pandemic hit, all I
yeah.
did was just record, and fuck, man.
Well, and that's what it's like for a lot of people now because you
Yeah,
haven't got anything else to do but be creative, right?
yeah. I dropped like 3 albums solo, and like I dropped some like hazmat stuff. Like we were doing a lot of shit, you know, especially with me. Like I was trying to keep busy.
Are you finding it easier to just drop the singles instead of like doing a whole
Yeah, well, what
digital?
that does, that actually helps you for your stats more on like Spotify and YouTube and stuff like that because it's a single-driven industry now for the most part. Like
Right,
whenever you hear like I work with a lot of young people too at my job, and they'll say to me, they never ask like, oh, what's an album by this person? They'll be like, hey, like what's a good song by this person, right? Like they're
right,
always thinking that. Like, do I have a single on Spotify? It's never like I'm gonna check out their album because if you've never heard of an artist, like nowadays, probably not gonna check out their whole album. So I'd rather just do that and like build up and build it up. You know what I mean?
that's true.
Yeah, it's easier to manage and easier to promote. It's more likely that people will listen to it. You know, like it's like okay, one song that's a minute or two out of my day. I can do that, right? Like nobody's got time for an album unless they're really invested.
Yeah,
But I might take those songs I've dropped and then put them all into an album at like the end of a rollout or something like that because Spotify will keep all those stats and they like track them all and then they put them back together. You know what I mean? I explained that fucking horribly, but yeah,
I got the logistics of it. I know what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying something different, right?
Well, yeah, because I'm finding that with a lot of artists, like um, even people in the states, like they're just dropping singles because I think people's attention spans, and it's the
Yeah,
younger crowd, their attention span isn't the same. Like you say, they're not going to want to sit there and listen to a whole album.
yeah, for sure. Attention span is everything. Like especially with all like everything's so accessible, like instantly, right? Like they're gonna be like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? You know?
Yeah.
Like that's how it is because you have so much different information coming at you at a speed that's unprecedented compared to when we were younger. You know?
Well, when I was younger, because
Yeah, like I didn't want to be like that, but
when I was younger, we didn't even have computers, so
Yeah, I remember when I was a little kid, like I had a Commodore 64,
Right.
and fucking, my parents still have that thing too, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and I wonder if it's still operational. Like I would imagine it is because it hasn't been used in a long time. It was operational when I was still living at home in the early 2000s, right? So I
Wow.
don't see why it wouldn't be now.
Yeah, they're worth a lot of money now. You can get some good coin for them on eBay
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. I think my grandparents bought it in like '78 or '79 or something like that. So like
Wow.
I was born in '84, so like yeah, I got a lot of use out of that thing. But yeah,
So I thought I had more questions for you. I don't know what I did with them. I had a bunch for you, and you think I could find them today?
you'll
And
find your fucking notes.
huh?
Say find your notes. Eh?
Well, I had to write some down because I'm like I had some like I wrote like a week ago or so, and here
Tell
I
you
am.
what, I'm gonna interview you. Where did you get that shirt? It's really nice.
This shirt?
Yes,
Oh,
it's good.
um,
It's a good collar on it.
yeah, it does. I got it at a thrift store for like
That's
$5.
thrift store. Nice, man. It's very shirty. I'm trying here.
Very shirty.
Very shirty. Yes, I'm a fucking lyricist apparently. Yeah. How you doing finding those notes, man?
Yeah,
No
we're gonna
goddamn
have to
idea.
we're gonna have to take a fiver on that one.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we'll just keep rolling off the cuff, man.
Well, yeah.
So are you back in Maple Ridge now?
Yes, I am.
Nice, nice. When did you move back? I don't
Last
know if I
June
asked you.
when my girlfriend went psycho.
Ah, shitty, man. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad you're in a better situation.
Oh, me too. I've reconnected with my kids, so that's
Oh, that's super important.
that's the main. That's so it's kind of a blessing that it all went sideways with that because
Hmm.
I've got a better connection with my kids.
Well, yeah, right. And that's weird how the universe works like that, you know? Like absolutely weird how the universe like let's just throw something fucked in your way instead of just making it easier. You have to learn.
That's right.
Like fuck you, man. Like really? I don't know, man. It is what it is. Still ain't found those notes, eh?
No, but like how excited? Well, this is an understatement. How excited are you to get back out on the stage to perform?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can't wait to start touring again. Like, as we were kind of in the middle of starting our tour, like my last show actually was in Maple Ridge at the Wolf. And
Really?
it was, yes, and it was the kickoff for our tour. And then the pandemic hit. It's like more like kicked off of tour. Fuck, you know. I had the epic image of me like doing the ninja kick on the cover, the flyer, and everything. We had a whole bunch of people at that show
Wow, killer.
because we kind of found out like right there. It's like okay, they're shutting everything down Monday, and the show was on a Friday, I think. So we just had everybody come out like, okay, well, we're gonna go out with a fucking bang, right? We had a lot of people there. It was just me and RC the Hazard on a duo set for that one because we were also doing like our own little mini tour on the side, like of
Oh,
just
okay.
me and him. We
Yeah.
were calling ourselves the Half Mat Crew, the cooler half. Yeah, just because we had projects coming out and everything, we had merch coming out, so we were just trying to like really keep things going. And speaking of me and RC the Hazard, we're actually also working on an album currently. Like we're both producing it and rapping on it, and the album's gonna be called Drunk at the Aquarium because we just thought it was a funny ass title, like Drunk at the Aquarium. That'd be awesome, you know. So we got
Just
some
a
tracks for it.
just a random just a random title. Eh?
Yeah, we just thought it'd be funny. We actually got some artwork made for it too, and it's like, wow. I wish I could show it to you right now, but it's it's wow. It's something else, man. I know Orion Vincent, I didn't make it. I know I suck at the graphics. We got somebody else to do it. Fuck you. Yeah, that's my friend right there. He knows to be blunt with me. Wouldn't expect any less.
Well, the thing about the Wolf is if you get 10 people in there, it's crowded.
Yeah, we had more than 10. I think we had like 11 and a half.
Oh, wow.
No, we had quite a few people up in there, like throughout the night too. It kind of came in waves. Like sometimes it'll be like dead, and then back to a bunch of people, then dead. Like it was kind of like a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Well, it's
remember,
like that. It's like that for any show I've ever been to at the Wolf because it gets so crowded and stuffy in there, and then people go outside.
yeah, and I remember a lot of people were buying me drinks that night too. Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah, like it was pretty crazy, man.
well, and that'll change when you get back to it because you're not going to be.
For sure, for sure. I mean, that's good though, because I like to like I never was usually the type like well in recent years to really drink a bunch before my sets. Like maybe I'd have one back then, but I rap fast, right? So I like to
I know
be
you do.
yeah, you've heard it. But I like what I like to do is like stay sharp with it. But there have been times like I remember there was one time I did in Victoria and me and a bunch of the homies were out drinking. And I was just hitting it a little hard. I drank Fireball, and there was this place called the Copper Owl. Are you familiar with it?
Is that in Victoria?
Yes.
Yeah, I know the Copper Owl. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
why.
performed there,
Yeah.
and it was not my proudest moment because I just got drunk as fuck on Fireball that day, and I was like, I got this set. I've done this set a million times. I pooched the whole damn thing, and I kept yelling to people like, "How's it going?" And my buddy standing beside me is like, "You asked that like 7 times already." I'm like, fuck. And I just knew I was shitting the bed, and I was like, that was not a proud moment for me at all. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that anymore. That was like 2017 or 18 or something. I don't know. I can't remember what year that was, but I never did that again.
Yeah, because you guys, when touring was allowed and
Hmm.
places were open, you guys were hitting the island quite a bit.
Yeah, we were hitting the island. We were hitting like in Nanaimo especially because Nanaimo is like a home away from hometown for me because like I have a lot of friends there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we were hitting places like Edmonton, which has also become kind of one of those towns for me lately. Because I've done Edmonton like 4 or 5 times now, and love it. We did Calgary a couple times. Um, remember we toured with Junk in 2016. We did Edmonton, Red Deer, Calgary, Nelson, BC. That's another one. Shout out Nelson, BC. That's one of my favorite towns ever to perform in. It's just so much fun. It's like
We
it's
lived
so
in
cool.
Nelson when I was a kid, and I went to school there.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery too. Like it's right in the mountains,
Oh, I
basically.
know.
Like,
It's just gorgeous.
like I love touring throughout BC. Like it's one of my favorite things ever. It's just like you get to be like right in the Rockies and stuff,
Yeah.
driving around. Like it's just so freaking huge, right? Like wow, like these big walls of stone. It looks so majestic and celestial, especially
Yeah.
when the sun is like shining over it and it's like obliterating a lot of the natural light on the highway. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like I just love that shit. Like I absolutely love it. And you see all this different wildlife. Like I've seen like grizzly bears out there, fucking all sorts of shit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of deer, caribou, moose. Actually, I don't think I've seen moose, but I've seen shit like that. It's pretty cool.
So,
What I also liked was going through Jasper, Alberta, and you see all that green glacier water too.
oh, Jasper's absolutely beautiful. Jasper and Banff.
Definitely Banff. Yeah, Banff is awesome too.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were gonna say?
And then you get into Calgary and that, and then it's so flat and brown.
I know. Fucking Jesus, I could never live there. It's like,
I lived
but
there
then
for
they,
10 years. I went to high school in Calgary.
yeah, and the Alberta people and Saskatchewan people, they'll say stuff like, I wouldn't want mountains. It gets in the way of the view. I'm like, what view? You're not viewing anything.
You're just seeing the neighbor's house 10 blocks away.
Yeah, or like 10 years away. Like, Jesus. But no disrespect to the prairies. I got love for you guys too. For
Oh,
real.
same here. I lived in Calgary, like I said, for 10 years. I went to high
Definitely.
school there. So,
Yeah, Calgary's a fun place to perform in. I've done it a couple times. Our last place was called the Koi Cafe. That was really, really fun. Actually, I had an old friend from high school show up there, and he came and kicked it. He showed up to the last one too, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's always nice. So I didn't feel like I was out of town completely. You know what I mean? So I was
right.
like, oh my god, like I have a childhood buddy here, so like that's not so bad.
Yeah, because then you got somebody to hang out with before the show and after the show.
Yeah, it's funny. When we did that tour with like our first real tour was with Junk in 2016, and I knew Clausen was like, "Oh my god, like you know somebody in every fucking town. It's hilarious. You've never even been here." Like, yeah, I know. Like, this is weird. So
Well,
I felt at home mostly.
well, that's great, and that's that's the nice thing about Canadian cities too. Is
Hmm.
very welcoming.
Yeah, I remember the weather changing lots. Like there was lots of snow and shit like that. And
Yeah,
sun, snow. But yeah, a lot of fun. I miss touring. In a nutshell, I miss touring.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So
Also, campers. What's up?
give us a history. Where did you start to rap? What was your what was your what was your main inspiration into getting into the craft of doing it? And
Um, since I was a kid for sure. Like I would say I fell in love with rap for the most part around like 1995 because like I was like 10 going on 11, and the albums that were coming out at that time were Julio Gangster's Paradise. That's one of my favorite CDs of all time, and the Dangerous Minds soundtrack.
mm,
And then there's Bone Thugs and Harmony, E1999 Eternal, which is my favorite album of all time of anything. And I remember listening to that, and I was like, man, like I want to do that someday. And I didn't write my first rap till like 1997 or something like that. Like I was just in my room writing some little bullshit rhymes, whatever, just to see. Like I didn't show anybody,
right.
and yeah, I was just kind of writing there. I did that for a couple of years, like that. Whenever I felt like I'd be playing video games, and I think of something to write. And there was no real big access to like studios back then or beats. Like I was a kid in middle school, and Poco is not exactly most like hip hop town. You know what I mean? At least it wasn't back then. There's a lot more artists coming out of here now, but anyway, yeah, I didn't start like I recorded my first thing in like 2000 or 2001 in my buddy's bedroom, and like where like everybody starts basically.
Yeah.
We were just kind of dicking around. We recorded a track, and we started doing a few more, like just for whatever. We didn't think like anybody was gonna really dig it. And our buddy, we were burning CDs at the time, and our buddy like was bringing it to house parties or other friends of ours' houses, and like, oh my god, like our buddies are rapping now. That's so dope, right? So like, we were like kids at the time, right? So we're all like just think we're like king shit of the block, you know what I mean? And you know what? Damn it, we were.
Well,
But,
yeah, in your own mind, yeah. I mean,
for sure. And we
yeah,
hung around lots of people, and we took the CDs to house parties and we play them. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we'd rap at house parties. We throw little fucking performances like in somebody's living room, my garage, like my parents' garage. Excuse me, but fucking yeah, it was a lot of fun back then. We had little shitty microphones. Actually, I think my parents still have those very microphones somewhere in their storage.
really.
Yeah, yeah, those were at least 20 some odd years ago. But yeah, anyways, I started recording then, and then as I got older, I started getting into radio. Like me and my buddy Darkness, who I was in a group with, and we still collaborate to this day. That's we got a radio gig on hotshotbands.com at the time. I'm not even sure that website still exists anymore. Maybe it does, but it was like the first real internet radio back then. Because this is like 2006 when we
Oh,
did
okay.
that one, and I called into that radio gig or radio station, and I rapped like some fast shit that I just recorded, and they're like, "You should come in next week." So we came in, and it's where I met RC the Hazard actually for the first time,
Oh,
and that was yeah like 2006. And he was sitting there. We were just kind of like vibing to tracks back and forth, and we realized like we had a lot in common, and we knew all the same people. We were introduced by our late friend DZ Man, who was part of Hazmat Crew as well, and we just all connected. We were vibing on tracks, and then the rest is history, really.
yeah, because Hazmat has blown up, and you've blown up, and Ryan, or better known as RC the
All
Hazard,
right, yeah,
and then
he's
there's
been doing good.
Tyro, and
Yeah,
there's so many bands, there's so many artists out there doing their, and you shared the stage so many times with both of them. Like you said, you shared it
yeah,
with RC, and and then you've shared it with Tyro as well.
Yeah, we traveled up and down the road together, put up with each other's shit for like days on end. I mean, God knows they put up with my shit. Like,
But
goddamn.
it's like a community. Like I was talking to Tim Steinrich on this week, and he's from the Mighty One,
Hmm.
and he's talking about the connections that he's made through his life, and
Yeah,
there's that community within the music community, whether it be rap, hip hop, country, pop. You know, there's that community that everybody kind of comes together, support each other.
definitely, definitely, man. It's a camaraderie like nothing else. Like,
Yeah.
I've met so many good people in this scene, you know. Like, met some really good people, yourself included, of course.
Well,
And
thank you. I'm honored that I'm on that list because
mhm.
healing's mutual. Because I've been
Yeah,
doing
like
this,
I'm honored to be on that list.
uh, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and
Yeah,
it's 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 a, it's an honor to have you here on my on my show, so to
yeah,
speak.
it is your show. Damn it, it is your show. Own that shit. But
But
yeah,
I you know I want to get more local talent on because I've been speaking to a lot of.
I got lots of friends I could direct your way, man. Like, I could literally tell, like, yo, like, get an interview with this guy. It's dope. Like, once we drop this interview, like, I'll be linking it to people and, putting it out there. I'm sure a lot of people will be taking notice of it, right? 'Cause every little bit helps, and like, we definitely appreciate that.
Well, for sure, and I'm all about supporting the local scene, as you know.
Hmm. Likewise. And I
It's
feel like as I've gotten older, I've thought of that the same way, right? Because like when I was younger in the hip hop scene, obviously like rappers especially, like they'll like think more about themselves, and like I admit that I was guilty of that in my younger days, and but nowadays I'm not really thinking like that.
but it's kind of a struggle at first, so I can understand where that idea would come from because it's kind of like it's you against everybody else that's out there. You
Definitely.
first go until you make those connections, and then it's kind of like
Mhm.
now you found your camaraderie and you found your
Mhm.
group of people that
Yeah,
you collaborate with, and they got your back, and you got their back,
yeah.
and
I
that
just feel like sometimes it's like a Clint Eastwood movie or some shit. It's like this town ain't big enough for the both of us, Like, because everybody's a bunch of young guns full of fucking piss and vinegar, and they're always just thinking that kind of shit. Like a big standoff. It's an unnecessary
have the
standoff
shootout at sundown.
at the OK Corral, right? Yeah, exactly. Draw, right? I can draw better than you. I don't know. And fucking yeah, like, but like I get that young mentality, but like as I got older, like I don't really think about like competition. You realize that there's plenty of room for everybody to shine.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different lanes for music. Like there's everybody can prosper at something, right? They just got to put in the effort.
Yep.
That's really what it's about. I'm not in competition with anybody except myself.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that old saying, I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm just trying to be a better person than I was yesterday.
For sure, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's all we can try to do is improve ourselves, right? Just
Yeah, well, like we don't have like forever, right? So we might as well like just like hold each other down what we can, right?
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Well, and
Like, yeah, no.
that's why you and I have made that connection over the years, is because we have
Mm-hmm.
that same thinking process. It's kind of like I don't know
Yep.
when I first saw you on stage, I just like that guy's got a different click. Like he's got a different rhythm. He's got a different style. Like he's and then when you started to rap, and it was just like I think I
Yeah.
stopped you one time at the Wolf, and I'm like, how do you rap that fast? And you're like, I don't know, I just do.
Yeah, that's all I think. Like, I don't know. It's just something I picked up along the way.
It's just like it's not something I think about. It's just he goes or you said I don't know. I just
Yeah. Well, with me, it's like a lot of time I hate leaving like empty space between bars. Well, not, I mean, like I like room to breathe and everything and get the song, like the words with clarity. Like if I'm rapping fast, I'm gonna do it properly. But I mean, I want to make it like aesthetically pleasing to the ear. I want like a constant rhythm going,
yeah.
and like I don't really like to have like there's some rappers that will do it and they can pull it off. I don't think I'm one of those people that can pull off just a slow thing and with nothing in between the bars, because I like to maybe if it spice it up with an ad lib. I like to add bells and whistles and shit where it applies. Like I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I like experimenting with my vocals, right?
But with the fast shit, it just brings up my energy so much. And like whenever I perform it for an audience, I can tell that they like really, really fuck with that. So I'm like, you want more of this shit? You're gonna get more of this shit. It makes me feel fuck yeah, did that shit.
Well, because the last couple songs have been a bit more melodic, if you will. They're,
Yeah, the melodic thing I really enjoy doing. I've always done a bit of that, but I think I've embraced it a lot more now and just kind of added it to my style. Because like it just adds something a little bit more.
yeah, definitely, and it gives you that laid back approach. Like
Mm-hmm.
even in your videos, like because I went back as far as like one from you and Mr. Mortar and
Mm-hmm.
Dreamcatcher, and that one was more like you guys were looking for that style, like
Yeah, it's
doing that
creepy.
gangster thing.
Yeah, fucking actually, my homie Fano on the hook there, he's just a childhood buddy of mine. He wanted to record something at my place, and I was like, actually, I need you to do a chorus for me. Just say I am the Dreamcatcher in a crazy voice. There, and you're on the song now. Like he didn't rap on it or nothing. He just, I am the Dreamcatcher. And I was like, yes, that's the one. I was like, just do it in one take and say that shit. And we put it on there, and that's a classic hook now.
It is because it still holds up. I mean, that was 2013 when that came out.
Yeah, I remember that fucking shit well. Like it feels like it was yesterday. That was like when I started when I first met Jamin. We actually did that song at like late 2012, but we didn't do a video for it until like the spring of 2013. And I remember we chilled at the wharf that day, and that was a lot of fun. That was
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot of fun.
that's what a lot of your videos are now. Is you just chilling at the beach or
Yeah,
on
something fun.
train tracks or wherever you can get a shot in.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to like promote like a more positive kind of lifestyle, right? And a positive outlook on things. Like I don't really want to promote like a lot of the toxic nature that hip hop promotes, right? Because that's not what I'm about, right? I'm not going to pretend I'm some big bad gangster. I'd just be laughed out of the fucking building, you know? Yeah, and everybody knows it. I'm going to quote it right here. I am not a fucking gangster. I'm not shit.
No, he's okay, folks. For those of you who don't know Will or Vicious, he's a
Mhm.
big teddy bear.
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah,
I'm a nice guy. But anyway,
you are.
yeah, I like to make gangsterfied beats, right? Because I love the beats, but I just don't rap like that, right? 'Cause it's not me. But I do love me some gangster rap. I do.
Well, yeah, Coolio and
Julio, Bone, Tupac, all that stuff, Spice One. List goes on, man. I love that stuff because it inspires me. Like it really, really does. But I just love music, period. Like I just love good music. I don't care what it is. Definitely, so many different kinds of music,
oh, it's endless,
for sure.
endless what's out there. Especially now in this digital world, you just
Yeah, there's like subgenres upon subgenres. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable how crazy it is. Like I look on Spotify or YouTube or something like that, and it'll be like genres I'd never even heard of, or like the way they've categorized like everything. There's like something for everybody out there now, and I think that's a beautiful thing because I don't like music isn't supposed to be put in a box. Creativity is not supposed to be put in a little box.
no.
Like there's so many things, and it's gonna keep going, right? There's gonna be subgenres that other people have never heard of that they've heard of. Even the people who are making up crazy subgenres, there's going to be more and more of them, and offshoots of those. And it keeps going on and on, right? Like
Exactly.
can't stop it, man.
Because we discussed that yesterday in my interview with Jessica. Is I've heard a lot of people say there's no good music anymore, and
I can't believe that.
I'm like, I say to people, you need to get your hearing checked then, because
Yeah, are you kidding me?
there's great music out there.
Yeah, like there's music out there blows me away. Like right now, like holy shit. Like anybody who's like an avid music listener would not say that, in my opinion.
No,
Like, oh, all rap is this. No, it isn't actually. Like you're lazy. You're too lazy to check it out. There's so much good rap out there. There was shitty rap back in the day too. There was good rap back in the day. It was like just like now.
yeah,
And the way I see it is anybody who's like saying they don't make them like this anymore, literally Google or YouTube or anything you use,
yeah,
you type that shit in there, and here's a weird thought. You'll find exactly what you're looking for.
right.
Yeah. and even write the year down too. Right? Like this type of hip hop 2021, and you'll find it.
Yeah.
You will find it because people like to do what they do, right? Like in different kind of genres. It's a great thing. So don't ever say that there isn't any good music out there. You're just lazy.
Well, I know, because I get sent so much music, and it's just like I just don't have time to listen to it all. There's just so much of it. I get so much of it sent to me, and it's like people are like, "How do you listen to it all?" I can't.
I wonder how many songs are out there like recorded ever right now. Like how many would you say? It's an unfathomable number.
It really
has
is, because I'm getting stuff for August and September now.
Mm,
You know, like it's just, and they're full albums. Some of them are just singles, but the majority of them are full albums.
yeah, like holy shit, man. Like did you ever get into doing music, or did you just like to review it and all that stuff?
I played the drums. I've been playing the drums since I was 12.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Maybe I did know that. It's just been so long.
it has been a long time.
Yeah.
I still have
Yeah.
to get them set up. I want to get them set
Yeah,
up.
you get back into the drumming, man.
Sorry?
So yeah, you should get back into the drumming.
Yeah. My kid wants to collaborate with me. He wants to get some keyboards, and
Yeah.
he wants to do some beats of his own.
Well, that's good, man. Yeah, like making beats is so much fun. Like I picked up making beats in like 2010, 2011, right? Because I was like, oh, I wanted to add to what my skill sets were, you know?
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to just be rapping. I wanted to actually learn how to make beats, and I did. And it's just as fun as rapping, honestly.
Yeah. Well, because you show that off sometimes when you're just messing
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I
You
flopped
show
that
it
a
off
little
on
bit.
Facebook. Just say, "Oh, look at the new beat," and you'll throw a couple, 1 or 2 seconds on there of what.
Yeah, right. And then just throw it on there because, like, just for people to enjoy, right? Like, I give people a little sneak preview of something I'm working on, right? Like, I like to let people in on that.
That's kind of cool, because it's kind of behind the scenes sort of thing of what
Behind the scenes, that's your show name. Oh!
I was doing a plug there without me really realizing.
Very, very good. And I was an obvious shit cunt and fucking decided I'm gonna put it out there. Look at coming, buddy. Yeah. Get that water in you. But yeah, I've been making lots of beats. Like, I just love making them. Like, sometimes I'll go between like writing raps or making beats and kind of just take a break from one and do the other. You know what I mean? But there's always like something going on in some capacity.
So when you collaborate with, say, RC or Tyro or something, how does that happen? Do you just bring the beat, or do you bring the lyrics, or do you bring both?
It varies. It varies, right? Like we all write our own lyrics, right? Like that's
Right.
bottom line right there. Unless sometimes we'll be like, oh, yo, you should say something like this way, like in a hook or whatever, or like this line would sound cool if you said it this way. Like we do that sometimes. But as far as the beats go, like me and RC make a lot of our beats. Well, we make our own beats, like period. And sometimes I'll like I'll throw a drum track on it, and then he'll throw like bass on it. But speaking of bass on it, that's a good Rapist song with the bass on it. You remember that joint, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, shout out bass on it. But anyway, and actually that's Doug from The Wolf hates that song. So like he's like, you're banned from playing that song. I'm not even on that song, but I remember him telling me
first song when you go back.
oh, he hates that fucking song. We fucking trolled him with it whenever we could. Right? But anyway, we get off topic here. So making beats, yeah, sometimes RC will throw some bass on there, and I'll throw keys, something like that. Like to our album Quarantine, the Hazmat album Quarantine, we actually collaborated on all the beats together, basically.
Oh, okay.
I did the drums on the majority of those songs, and RC would add some percussion, like maybe some drums underneath, and he added a lot of the melodic elements on some of the beats, and I did as well. And Shua, of course, did some, and we just all collaborated. We put that whole album together in a week.
Wow.
We were literally pumping out like 3 to 5 songs a day, right? Actually, not in a week, in 5 days. I'm sorry.
Wow,
What's that?
That's unreal.
Yeah, well, because we rented a beach house in
Oh,
Souk,
okay.
BC,
Yeah.
and fucking we were just there for 5 days, and we were just like, let's make an album. We did it all in person. We brought all our gear and everything, and we recorded it right there. Like we didn't send anything over the internet. We literally recorded it all there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. It was
And that
weird
was,
coming home after. It was like waking up to like the ocean every single fucking day, like far out of nowhere. There was like no, we were actually picking up U.S. phone reception. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to like keep my data turned off, or no, or my roaming turned off there because like I was literally
because you're so
gonna get
close to
roaming
the border.
charges if I did. What's that?
Because you're so close to the border, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we were right along the Juan de Fuca Strait there, right? You could see Washington across the water from where we were. Like you could sail over there maybe 15, 20 minutes from where we were at. You could just see it. Like that's Washington. She was like, that's Washington right there. Like literally right there. You could throw a rock at it.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, but it was a good time, man. It was a good time, and seeing all the different weather changes along the ocean too. Like we were hit with a lot of rain one day, and another day it was just like beautiful, like sunny summer sunset kind of shit. Like it was, so it was a real mix. Like it was nice scenery there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, she was in the States though, right? Like,
Yeah, we haven't even been able to see him since the pandemic. Basically, the last show we saw him was when we were in Seattle doing that show. Um, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. I find the attendance is like way crazier in the US, like on any given night, man, because they have a higher population, right?
right.
Like we were there on a Sunday night in Seattle, a packed house,
Wow.
completely packed house. And yeah, I love performing in Seattle. I've done it like quite a few times now. That's one of my favorite places to go, like for shows for sure. That and Bellingham, like I love it all.
It's kind of sad that you have to go across the border to get a bit more notoriety than you do in your own.
Yeah, that's how it is usually though. Like, but that's okay. Like I like being able to travel. I just hate dealing with the fucking border though. God, they're the worst sometimes. But thank you for letting me through. But now I'm probably gonna need to get that old vaccine passport, you know. So
Yeah.
because if I ever want to go to that country again, like I gotta get my shots.
Yeah.
I gotta. Like it's not a fucking option.
Yeah. And they're not opening the borders now until the 21st of July anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's not that I'm in a hurry to go to America, but like yeah, it's just I'd like to be able to perform there again for sure.
Shows are slowly opening up, but
Yeah,
I'm glad that the borders are closed because if any shows happen, they're going to be local shows. Like they're going to have local performers. And
definitely.
hopefully, because everybody's been locked up for so long,
Yeah.
hopefully people will be out supporting the local scene a bit more.
Yeah, because they've been taken away from them. Like, holy shit. Like, I
Exactly.
could see it going for the better for sure.
Yeah.
Because now, like, everybody understands the value and what needs to be done here.
Well,
And
sitting at home watching movies, and listening to music, they're like,
yeah,
man, I'm missing that. And so, the first time they see a venue that's having a live show, I hope they crash the doors, like I hope they
yeah.
fill the place.
The thing is, there's some people who fucking will. Like, there's some people are stir crazy out there, man. Like, you're gonna see some shit.
Yeah, I know. Just shopping today, it was just like you got to be careful where you walk because people run you over because
Oh, I know.
people have forgotten
People are crazy
manners.
out there. Yeah, people are crazy out there right now.
People have forgotten
Like,
how to interact with each other.
yeah, that's going to be a weird learning curve for everybody. I mean, myself included. Like, I don't really go out and hang out with people much these days. Like, other than when I'm doing videos or like when I'm working and shit. And it's just like, it's a different thing. So it'll be weird to like get back into that. But I miss performing, like, because I have so many new songs to do, and like I want to be able to do like with care. I want to be able to do these hands and everything because like I got plans for those songs, like for interaction with people. You know, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm just itching to do it.
Yeah, and because you have so many songs, and then you're gonna have a limited time that you're gonna be able to perform, so then you're gonna have to really chop it down to,
Well, now I have so many more songs to choose from that I could perform.
yeah,
Like tons. Like I could just go on. I'm like, oh my god, this song. Oh, and I have this song. Like before we went into lockdown, I was doing a lot of the same songs that I've
right.
been doing for like quite a while. Which I'm gonna bring some of those back still, but I want to be able to like come with a more revamped set and maybe even a longer one if I can do that, right?
Yeah. Well, that'll be the luxury of it all.
Yeah, I gotta rehearse a bunch of new shit again because like it's been a while. Like I don't want to be rusty. Like it's also on us as performers to if we're gonna be coming back with this shit, we got to be coming back with it like solid. You know what I mean? 'Cause especially if people are paying customers, you got to give them their money's worth.
Well, there's that, but I think people are also going to understand that you haven't been performing. It's kind of like I was talking with somebody about this the other day. It's kind of like when the Canucks or the BC Lions come back from when the season's over,
Hmm.
or when they're back from being off for the season.
Yeah,
Their first couple games,
yeah, they're gonna shake off that rust, right?
yeah, exactly. So I think people are going to have the same understanding for
Hmm.
musicians as well, because you got to shake off that rust and
Yeah,
get back up there. And yeah,
but I've been envisioning that day in my head lately. Like, oh my god, like I'll be coming back to this shit eventually, right? And then boom, like we're gonna fucking kill it.
well, I'm
It's
sure
gonna
you
be
will.
awesome.
You guys have always,
Yeah,
you guys
it's
always,
gonna be fun.
yeah,
And I'm just gonna keep dropping more and more videos and stuff like that. Like I've been getting more into like the videos, like I said, rather than the albums because like I just like making music videos to stuff. Like I like being able to bring the song to life, and just have more content like that.
yeah,
It gives people like a sense of like this is what was happening during that year. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I got like other content ideas for my YouTube as well. Like I want to start dropping like I did that Billie Eilish remix, but YouTube basically filed a copyright claim on it, right? Which is naturally gonna happen, and they made the video unavailable. So I had to rather than dispute, I'm like I'm just gonna take that fucker down, but I'm gonna replace that with like one take verses over like some of my beats that I had that I hadn't made into songs, and just do like oh this is a one verse thing. I'm just gonna do it. Boom, done. Just recorded from like my studio, something like that, right?
Oh, okay,
And like make a little video of it, like nice little basic video, right? So
right.
something to look forward to.
Yeah, they sure are quick to jump all over those copyrights nowadays. But
Yeah, which is understandable. I mean, artists got to get paid for their work,
yeah,
and if somebody like with my shit, it would work in my favor too because if there's my shit being used on somebody else's video, they would get flagged too, unless like I was able to like okay it or something.
yeah,
So that's always a plus.
true that.
Hmm.
Unless you give them permission to use it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'd have to okay that shit, which obviously it's not hard to do.
I don't know how that works though, because I've tried doing that before and I've had copyright claims on some of my videos, and it's just
Yeah, it's a weird thing because like the algorithm will catch it.
yeah.
But it is what it is. I just got to be more careful, right? Because I don't want no fucking copyright strikes on my fucking YouTube.
No,
Because I built that damn channel for a long time.
yeah, I've had mine up since 2009, and it's just getting
Yeah, same here about that. Like
yeah,
this YouTube channel, like 2009 or 2010 or something like that. Like it's been a long time,
yeah.
and yeah, it's good that you're building it up, man. Because like you're getting a lot of interviews under your belt. I saw that. Like, holy shit, this guy's
Yeah,
on it.
you're my fourth this week, and then I've got one next week as well.
Nice. Do you got any more today or no?
No, I left
Oh,
my whole schedule open just for you, so we can
oh
we
well,
can just
thank you so
we
much.
can just chill and just have a nice relaxing conversation. Not go.
That's
I
good,
gotta go
man.
do another interview. I've had a lot of people do that.
Yeah, like, well, this is my 3 o'clock. Johnson, Johnson,
Yeah,
give me my. I watched too many of those fucking old 1940s movies. And I want that on my desk at 3 o'clock. You understand me, Maloney? No, I want that over your head.
well, there's a thing to be said about that though, because we get to the music. We were talking about the music earlier, and people saying that there's no good music anymore. Um, I would have to being a big movie fan. I would have to argue that it's the movies that are lacking these days.
Oh, for sure, 100%, man.
There's just like the content is so bad. I mean,
It's like, can we have something original, please? Like anything.
right?
Like this man was a table. You know, like it'd be awesome, table man. Like in the Marvel universe or something. I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, I just read the other day that they're making another Transformers movie. It's like, why?
Ah,
Do we really need 17 of those?
yeah, well, they made a shit ton of James Bond movies, so like, and Fast and the fucking Furious. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
F9's out now or coming out?
Yeah, I can't keep up with this shit anymore. Like I remember actually, speaking of Fast and the Furious, there is one song from Too Fast, Too Furious soundtrack, and it's a song. It's one of my songs I've always loved. It's with Twista, Busta Rhymes, and David Banner called "Like a Pimp" remix, and I just love that beat and everything. That's one of my favorite songs from like 2003. But as far as like movies go, Jesus Christ, dude, like there's too many unoriginal things. You know, they're rehashing all the '80s movies.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're good, maybe they're not, and maybe I should check them out. Who knows? But it's like, give me something original, please.
Well, Disney, all the money that they have to be the most unoriginal because now they're doing a live action version of Pinocchio.
Oh, geez. Well, it might be good though.
But my point is that they've done what they've done: Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin,
Yeah.
Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King. Yeah, I remember I saw Lion King 3D. I didn't see the new one that they'd made though. Or did I? I can't remember actually. I don't know. But
I'm thinking the next one's probably going to be Toy Story.
Toy Story. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. Live action Toy Story.
I don't think
Who are they gonna get to cast that kid though? You know?
the psycho one next door.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah.
That fucking demonic spawn.
Well, how would they? Who would they get to play the stretchy dog? I guess that is.
Oh yeah, you know what? That'd be good. Just get somebody's wiener dog. Anybody, any old wiener dog, shit
Yeah.
dog that will do. And
Just do the
anyway,
CGI.
pick it up off the street. I don't know. Toy Story, yeah, that'd be an interesting one. I think of what else there'd be. What if they did, or didn't they? They already have a remake of fucking Space Jam too.
Space Jam 2. Yep.
Yeah, another one. Oh my god. And I've seen what they've done to the Looney Tunes these days too. Like,
Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam's guns. Yeah.
oh yeah, fucking yeah, you can't have that now. You certainly can't have them running around with guns now.
That's their character, though. That's.
I know, but I just mean you couldn't get away with it now. Like I remember, what was it, Yosemite Sam literally like smashing a camel over the head with a fucking assault rifle. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, I said, whoa, I mean, whoa, bam, and just plunged into this creature. Like, holy shit.
But back
I
in
love
our day, when
Yosemite
we were
Sam.
watching a cartoon, we knew it wasn't real.
Well, exactly, right? It was put into context back then. I loved Yosemite Sam. I like the one where he was like swearing and shit like that, and he had to pay money every time he was swearing.
Great.
Of course, it's all gibberish, and he spoke in like German at one point. It's like, "You snickle come from like, he was swearing on there, and I just love how it was implied swearing. Like everything is so like blatant now.
Yeah.
You know, like so obvious, like to the point. Like everything was implied back then, right? It was like it left more mystery to it.
Yeah,
But now I'm just sounding like get off my lawn, you know.
well, because now you got King of the Hill and South Park, and like you say, they're just dirty in your face. And
I love South Park so much. Like that's the one show that got better every year. Like, you know how Simpsons kind of devolved and all these other shows devolved. Like South Park got better and funnier to me anyway. Because I like how do you keep up with South Park much?
no, I haven't watched it in a while. I watched one where they were making fun of school shootings.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's not that you it's pretty recent. You could keep it up. There's a guy. Every show basically now is like centered around Stan's dad, like Randy, because he's just so ridiculous. Like, everything he's doing now, he's like running a weed farm now. That's like his new thing.
course.
And it's Integrity Farms. Like you got to check the shit out. It's great. They did an episode on the COVID pandemic too. Like
Oh, okay.
it's quite something. Like South Park is just they make it take something and they make it so ridiculous. Completely
Well, they always
ridiculous.
have done that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
They
thing.
do these celebrity impersonations poorly.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that to somebody the other day. How they said to me like, oh look, like they made fun of this celebrity. I was like, well, that's the whole thing. It says right at the disclaimer at the beginning, like all celebrity voices are done badly.
Yeah.
Like you know, so it's just great.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that show. I gotta keep up on some of the newer ones. I haven't in a bit myself, but I managed to catch one here and there. I think it's when the pandemic one was like the last one I watched.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a good year or so.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I don't know. Maybe they don't make as many anymore. I haven't kept up.
I don't know either.
Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna get some lunch. I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we should probably wrap up because we've done an hour now, and yeah,
Yeah, that's about right now. Know how
we
long
seem to be
YouTube will
running
let
off
me-
topic now.
Yeah, it's all good though. We've talked about a lot of different things. But anyways, pleasure chopping it up with you today, buddy.
You as well, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get to see each other soon at a show. Or
Absolutely, I would love that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a great day.
you too. Well, all the best, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Take care.
Not a problem.
Peace.